Hey, Nowata County, it is June 22nd, and it's been a while since our last podcast, so hey there. And so we are with our resource officer from Oklahoma Union, Rick. So he's going to share with us his day. So join us.
Our mission is to promote strategies and policies which ensure improved health for all citizens of Nowata County.
Okay. Welcome, Rick. So, I guess we'll just get started. Go ahead and introduce yourself and just tell me about how you got started doing all this stuff.
My name is Rick Garretson. I work for the South Carolina Police Department. Currently, for the last 4 years, I've been assigned to Oklahoma Union School District as their school resource officer.
Awesome. And you said earlier before we had to start over again, Marcus.
Great, we have to bring that up, really.
You said that you'd started right before the pandemic hit.
Yeah, so I came in the last semester, second semester of 2019. Started in January. And of course, into that semester worked on the street for the summertime. Then next year coming back was 2020.
Yeah.
We made it to spring break and film and all that kind of thing.
Piece it all together. Man.
Man.
Well, so I guess if you just wanted to run through like a day in the life of a school resource officer, and then we'll have more questions for sure. So, yeah.
There's nothing really typical. I kind of say here, and I don't believe that you should have a set routine when you're in law enforcement. But I do kind of follow a program or a set of rules that I like to follow. I start each day usually at the elementary doors during parent drop-off or student drop-off. That's typically when I'm going to spot whatever maybe problems we might have throughout the day. Sometimes the traffic can get a bit chaotic out there, and I need to move some parents out of the way. That way, they keep the flow of traffic and everything going. And everybody really seems to have it figured out and work together on it very, very well. It gives me a chance to really lay eyes on the kids for the first time. To tell what kind of day they're having. You can tell a lot on how your day is going to go by how the kids are going. So after we get breakfast and everything, the first bell rings, the kids get to their class. Instead of always pretty well completely quiet, I will start making my rounds through all the exterior doors and making sure that they're secured and locked the way they should be. Obviously, with Texas and what we're finding out when we take the school shooting, it's a huge, huge thing that we need to do. And I've been doing that the entire time, and I do that periodically throughout the day too. After I get a few things wrapped up down there, depending on if I have anything that's going to hold me in the elementary that I need to look at, I'll report to my elementary building principal, check with her, see if there's anything that developed over the night, and I'll head up to the middle school, high school campus and pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'll switch that around and do something.
Can I add something to that? Because that is fantastic, Rick. I was in mental health for 6 years. Yeah, I'm just floating around here in the back. We had to reset, and I heard this story, and I almost said it before, but it's super valuable. Grand Lake Mental Health serves this area. And somebody that has worked in mental health for 6 years, and I was a youth director for another 8 years, so basically 15 years, 16. And the fact that you are intentional about checking on those kids first thing in the morning, I have a story that I told. I can tell it real quick. I was a EDMD parent in Tulsa Public Schools in East Tulsa at Cooper Elementary School, and I had a walkie-talkie on me. And one of my first things was I was greeting kids. I had my stop sign. I was crosswalk guard and all that stuff. But I was very aware of the kids as they came in, what their tone was, like what their affect was entering the day. And there's this one situation where a kiddo got pulled up in a police car. And this is a kiddo that's had his struggles. Everybody knew this kiddo. And the police officer let him out, and he came up to him and he's like, hey, man, let everybody know this kiddo's mom OD'd last night. She was on the floor in the kitchen, and he was up with her all night long, and she's passed away this morning. So we need to show him some extra love. As soon as he got done telling me this, I watched the kid walk in, and he's prone to outbursts. And before I could radio in to the front office, he had already cleared the desk. The front office, cleared everything off and threw stuff threw pencils and stuff all over the place. And had I been able to let them know beforehand what he'd been through, they would have handled the situation differently. but they handled it very authoritarian and sent him over the edge because you're not going to act like that in my school. Had they had the previous information, they would have responded and they would have. So the fact that you are very intentional about that is amazing. And thank you so much for everybody that is in mental health and understands that. I know Miss Harris is super appreciative of that kind of thing. So I just wanted to put that story in of how important your awareness is. So thank you so much again.
Yes, it's not just you're checking on, weapons in the school or like even like locker sweeps, anything like that. It's just checking on the well-being of our kids as they start their day.
That's kind of, I never really had any prior training to this. This all kind of transpired over a phone call. I was actually working at a machine shop that I'd done some part-time work for, as kind of a stepping stone in between. And he asked me if you want to be a resource officer. I'm like, oh man, I've been doing this job for a little while. I said that's usually where either put the guys or put the guys who are ready to retire. And kind of got thinking, it's really about the only thing I haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just give it a shot? If it doesn't work out, at least I can put something else. So let's get out of those pretenses.
Yeah.
And I got really, I'm gonna retire from it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody's got their calls, so I'm gonna go get yours. And I'd rather just be at that school.
That's awesome. Yep, people like.
Well, you are beloved up there.
Yeah.
You literally are.
We hear all the time. We do.
Hopefully I can keep that reputation.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Well, so you've got the two buildings. So you've got Oklahoma Union Campus, and so obviously, here at Know What I Can, and you're well aware that we try to facilitate that positive relationship between youth and our law enforcement in our county, and so through our cops and kids that we do in Nowata and up in South Coffeyville. So you get a front row seat to that since you're at school every day. They get that, the kids get to build that relationship with you. You get to know them. You get to know their families and their family dynamics sometimes. So yeah. Crystal.
That's what I was just going to repeat, like the rapport, that if they've got something going on at home or whatever, they feel comfortable enough to come talk to you because you got them out of the car at school or, just speaking to them in the hallway.
That's kind of what we're kind of experimenting right now. Some different ways to report some bullying problems.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually having some mental health stuff with that too.
Yeah, that's good.
The one thing I see is a lot of kids who are they want to report it, but they don't want to be able to start that conversation.
Yeah.
And most oftentimes it's the one that we don't see coming. There's a feeling that you can look at, I know that they've been struggling, or I know that kid's got some problems at home or whatever, but the ones that really surprise me are the ones who everybody thinks is on top of everything and has it all together. So I'm trying to figure out a way for them to be able to report something that they might need without having to go in there and pull a piece of paper off the wall, make a copy of it, fill it out. So we're trying to bring that with Chromebooks and stuff. We're hoping to get that by the first of the school year. It's important. I think, especially with now, there's bad apples out there. I'm not going to try to deny any of that, but it's just like taxi drivers and waiters. There's bad apples all over. But probably the biggest thing that I took with me on my first day at this job was a couple of things that an old instructor told me that was in our basic SRO school. And I think that this instructor had been on the beat for a while, so he was probably that one that was retired in that position. But he says, he goes, there's millions of parents all over the United States who are sending their children to your school, expecting you to keep them alive sometime. And for all of you guys to take care of them. He says, if that doesn't say how serious you need to take your job, So I really took that with me. The next thing was really good, but he says you are that kid's first contact with law enforcement. He doesn't have a choice on it. You're in. You have a choice on whether it's positive or negative. So if we can make the first contact positive and let that kid make his own opinion on what he thinks about law enforcement, then I mean, if the kid, if his opinion is he doesn't like cops, he doesn't like me, as long as that's his, that he's made himself, it would but yeah, it's a lot to to it. There's a lot more than I ever thought to it, but it's definitely a great job.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're gonna be in law enforcement, it'd kind of be like a dream job, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
Yeah, for you, yeah,
The rest
that's
of my
right.
colleagues
That's
will
true.
with me, but
Yeah.
but no,
Cool.
I thoroughly enjoy doing that more than I've done any other aspect of law.
Yeah. Well, and they probably look for you first thing in the morning, or like sporting events and stuff like that too. They're looking for you.
Yeah, they can tell. Sometimes I'll get called away from campus after back in the car or something, or call happened prior to. They'll know wherever I'm not in my usual position, but I keep them guessing on where it's at and stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
They enjoy it.
That's good. Well, so I mean, you obviously have to attend a lot of continuing ed, and we attended a conference with you not too long ago, the Demand Project.
Yes.
Can you what's like the range of topics that you have to cover for your continuing ed? I can't imagine.
As for a law enforcement officer, the only requirement that we have is 25 hours of continuing education, and at least 2 of those hours have to be in mental health. So which that's okay in my opinion, and this is just me. I believe that if you're a narcotics officer, if you're on the patrol beat, you like working narcotics, and all your training needs to be in narcotics.
Yeah.
All right, you need to be the best narcotics officer you can be. If you do patrol tactics, then you need to go patrol tactics. Learn how to be the best patrol tactics officer you can be. Mine is working with juvenile, and a lot of mine is mental health. So I try to make sure that I have, we never have a problem with numbers. We're always finding training, taking training. That's one good thing about my department. They want us to take training, and they are almost willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that we do it. So we train for what we want, not just to get hours.
Yeah.
I do a lot of mental health, a wide variety of mental health. The last thing that we were all there together in May with the Demand Project on the launch program. I've been that every year since I've been back in South Africa Police Department, and that is some of the best training I've ever had when it comes to youth, and not just the youth, but the human trafficking, sex trafficking.
Yes.
It's out there. It's awesome training. So usually we'll wind up doubling down on 25 hours and having probably more like 15 hours of mental health, but it works out very well that way.
Yeah.
You go from 4 years old to 18. I mean, there's
a
wide range of things to touch on.
Yeah. So obviously you're serving the school, which is indirectly serving the community, right? But you were talking about how you want to bring people from the Demand Project up as a community-wide training, and so your job doesn't just stop at the school.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it is there's a lot of things I work on during the summertime that I'm more comfortable working on then than I am working on during school. I don't like to take a lot of time off away from school just because that kind of is the whole purpose of being there. Once school out, I do rotate over to patrol on the street, but that actually allows me to, I kind of flip shifts there for a little bit. I'm 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, all through school year, and then as soon as that last bell rings, I'm in the chief's office, and I'm like, put me on nights. Put me on nights, please.
Wow.
I like working the night shift, I do. There's not a whole lot that really typically goes on in our area, but what does go on is usually we're gambling.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with a bunch of, the politics of public, basically.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little bit different to what I'm normally used to doing. And he never understood it. I don't really understand it either, but I'm like, let's go make me explain it, but I don't think I can. But, night shift, a lot of times I actually think brainstorm stuff. And so, I can sit there and think, well, if we did this, then, have that kind of reporting form. So, I prefer that.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So in the high school, like, what are you seeing? Like, what are issues that, I know it some schools have this, some schools have that, it's kind of across the board.
It's, all in all, that's kind of their stage. I think any profession would probably agree. The way at that point in their life, we've given resource we can as to vape these bad drugs. So at this point, it's you're going to make a decision whether you're going to do it or not. We have to keep pushing that to them, but it's vaping is probably the biggest difference. I know some of my colleagues in their schools they're starting to see restrictions on good medications and stuff like that from a problem. But I would say that's right now one of the biggest pandemics with problems we have with people vaping. Probably the most popular one right now. There's other stuff that goes on, but that's probably the biggest that comes first.
Do you see a correlation in like self-medicating type behaviors and bullying?
Yeah.
Maybe kids that are stressed out, they're like, I got to go to this class and there's my bully in there. And so, I mean, it's a really not a fair question, but we see a lot of, in my experience in mental health, was a lot of kids that just couldn't fit in were very much more likely higher risk factors for seeking out cigarettes or vaping or even drinking marijuana and all that jazz.
And I don't know. I'm sure that is a label, and I'm sure that does happen for a few of them. But the way I think I see it, in a select few, and I mean, it sounds. I'm gonna make it sound like we have a lot. I don't really think we have a lot that we need to worry about in a long-term deal. But we do have probably a good number that does it. When you come to your statement as the self-medicated because you're going into a classroom to see your bully, that would be one category that would. Next one would be cool kid who's popular and has all the friends. He wants to remain the cool kid, so he's going to start taking other options.
Right. Yeah.
Another one would be like the kid who's maybe not popular amongst the other students that he wants to become popular, so he's going to start doing what the popular kids are doing.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of the way I think I see it play out a lot of times. That being said, they don't really share a whole lot of that information with me.
Right.
I kind of got to figure that out on my own. But yeah, that's how probably most of what I see. I don't really see any more or any less of either one of them. Definitely the way you had put it, along with the other two categories, I think would probably be a majority of it.
Yeah. It all goes hand in hand, I think.
It does. It really does.
Okay, so I think we're well past our. Are we?
Yeah, we're at 17, 18 minutes. So it's time for the crud. I almost forgot.
Yeah. So before we wrap up here, is there anything else you can think of? Like if we were to shut it off now, you're like, I didn't say this and that.
I don't know. I guess I'll just send you an email.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I guess I would say my office door down there.
Yeah.
Just because he's having contact with you or kids, and necessarily bad. And I would much rather talk about situations before they happen, what might happen, and that's going to be a thing about. I think our whole community, as far as all three schools in the county goes, is that's kind of the way we're going to head through that. Is we're made aware of possible problems before they become problems, and I just want to be back.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Right, absolutely.
That's what we do. We do prevention, don't we? Well, great. So we really appreciate all you do for our kids and our community, and I'm really glad to have you on. So.
Please come back anytime as well.
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys.
Okay, mic drop. Awesome.